Hello and welcome to Already Podcast. Today we have Rob and Diane with us. Today we're going to talk about some cool nerd stuff. So if you're a nerd with glasses, you might relate.
Elia wears glasses too, he's just not right now.
What? Anyways.
I can't see at all.
Yeah.
I have to be this close to the screen to see your face.
Well, we can see your hairline now.
Look, watch how blind I am. Look at how close my hand has to be to my face for me to see it.
Is it
Say
there?
stop.
Is it there? Is it there?
Yeah, over here.
There? Can you see
If
it?
it's like this far, it's too far. Here you go. This
You need
is-
LASIK, or whatever it's
I
called.
want LASIK.
Yeah,
Are you offering?
no. Ready will pay for it.
So,
Rob will pay? I don't know.
So Diane is super nearsighted. One eye is completely messed up in every way, and then the other one is farsighted.
Yeah.
So I actually
Yeah.
can't read up close, but I can see far
You're
away.
weird. I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
That's true.
If
When
I-
Rob has to read something, he has to go like this. And then,
No, that's just my
Same
normal.
exact-
Look, I go cross-eyed normally. That's just how I function, bro. Yeah.
that's fine. So yes, today we're going to talk about eyes and nerd culture.
Oh, right.
Who
But I am
knew?
curious about your eyes, Elia.
My
How blind
eyes?
are you?
Yeah.
I'm actually not blind. I'm not farsighted. I'm not
Fake
nearsighted.
glasses.
I have a condition which, if I don't wear glasses, my eyes don't regulate properly and they don't
Oh.
focus. So I get headaches and stuff. I can see perfectly without them. It's just that if I don't wear them for a prolonged amount of time, I get headaches.
Interesting.
Same with TV, computers, whatever.
We all have different problems. I'm just mega blind. This is a negative 750. This is a negative 8. And that's terrible.
I don't know
Uh,
the numbers off the top of my head. I'd have to look them up. But yeah, one eye just don't work too good. I got the astigmatism and lazy eye action going on, so
Yeah.
it's super fun. It's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really wear glasses that often, unless I'm playing games, which we're going to talk about. Who knew? Oh
Hey,
my God.
you know what's great? How we're right on topic. We started talking about, like, we said nerd culture, and then we said eyes, right?
Yep.
No, but this is great because you know what's funny about eyes?
Yeah.
Anime.
What's funny about
Anime
eyes?
characters have crazy
Wow.
colored eyes and hair to match.
True.
So let's get into that.
Tits, too.
Segue. I'm a professional. You're welcome,
Segue.
guys.
Yeah. clap for Rob.
Thank you. Everyone clap, please.
Someone clap. Give even
Please
one clap.
I need attention.
All right.
The silent clap.
So we can
Golf
all
clap.
be 100% sure that Japan has some of the craziest nerd culture, subcultures in general. Japan do what Japan do. If you like something, Japan has it. I'm just saying. You like trains, Japan has it. You like shoes,
It's random.
Japan. I don't know.
Trains.
'Cause the thing is,
It's true, yeah.
Listen. This is where I got trains. Okay, when I was in Japan, I was gonna go play some board games with my brother, right? And we were looking up some places to play board games, and we went into this place. It had one board game and a lot of train figurines, like figures. So that's where it got into my brain, and a lot of people watching this thing go around a track. Apparently, it's a crazy good train. I don't know. I don't know anything about trains. I know trains take you from here to there. That's all I know about trains.
They do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. But nerd culture. We'll start with games. So we're all gamers, more or less.
Mhm.
Rob is a fake gamer.
That's not true.
He's an e-girl. He has kitty
Yeah.
kitty cat ears. He's hiding them right now.
Yeah.
But he has those cat
Yeah.
ears for his headset.
Yeah, it's true.
he's writing in his notepad. Delete this part of the podcast.
Or find cat ears on the internet and add
Maybe
them
that.
to
And
the
add them
episode.
to his headset.
It depends how
Yeah.
I'm feeling. Do I want to look super cute or do I want to hide my shame? We'll find out. Or won't.
Maybe both. Maybe
Both?
Yep. So I'm currently playing Valorant. I play a lot of that. We did play some Phasmophobia a couple days ago. If you guys did not catch our stream, we're gonna do some streams on our YouTube here and on our personal Twitches. So watch that. Anyways, games in Japan, there are big game centers. Like if you go into one of these like round ones, or you go into one of these crazy establishments where there's like 8 floors of games. So this is the difference between Japan and the West. When I say like internet cafes, or when I say game centers, they're totally different, right? Game centers in Japan are massive. They're crazy. You know, there's a lot of things. Maybe there's some in your country too. Maybe you even know what round one is, because I know there's round ones
we
in,
call them
in the US.
arcades. We call them arcades.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have round one, at least in Texas. We have 2.
Yeah.
But they don't compare to the ones in Japan.
Japan ones are crazy.
Also, like I have a complaint with round one.
Uh-oh.
Back in the States. Huh?
Call
in
the manager.
In the States.
Oh, okay.
All right, Japan, you're safe for right now. Just but hold on, you're not out of the fire yet.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because of COVID, but there was a point in time where they did not have a wide selection of the plush toys for prizes. Like they didn't. It was the same thing in every machine. It was boring.
Yeah.
While like in Japan, you have characters from every anime or every game. And different things, not just plush, but like figures and even little fake swords, and there's candy, everything, even like a little hand fan and some fake AirPods. They have so many different kinds of prizes offered in these little crane machines, crane games, claw machines.
Crane games, claw.
I used to call them claw
alien,
machines.
whatever they're called.
Oh yeah, the claw.
But what I can say, just not to go too far from what you're saying, there's a lot more than crane games. There's like the pushy thing.
Yes.
There's like the one you have to like, make holes in the paper. Yeah, these are all technical terms, guys.
Very scientific. Lots of geology involved. Don't worry about it. It goes over a lot of people's heads.
Physics, chemistry, you know, all the things. Yeah. So the pushy thing, the hole in the paper thing. There's the one you have to move the thing. There's a lot of them, right?
There's a lot of things.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's 3 main ones in Japan. So round 1, of course, huge, many floors usually.
Great.
Super great.
Perfect.
Yeah. I love darts in pool. Anyways, Taito Station is the other big one.
Yes.
And then there's Sega, but
Rest in
apparently,
peace.
I didn't know about the change until I went to Akihabara and I looked at the ground and I was like, I'm sure this is Sega. Why is there a different name and like logo on the floor, like this mat? And I looked up and then I looked around. I walked around more, and because there were a bunch of Segas in Akihabara, but they all turn into a different thing, and they're all the same.
Yeah.
Well,
they're not Sega anymore.
We'll have an image of the OG Sega sign and then what it is now, and it's so sad because it was definitely like just like a staple of like what you see like in all the pictures when you look into this area and when you arrive here. It's just so iconic and just gone now, and now it's like a whatever thing that no one knows and or cares about.
Gigo. It's called Gigo.
No one knows what that is.
Gigo. And the logo.
Gigo.
Like I just want to say, like when you look up if you write Akihabara in Google and you look up images, there's at least half of them have the Sega.
You'll see it.
Right. It's a very momentous building. It's great. It's very nice. Hot take: the inside is trash, but
I don't know.
well, it's not bad. It's not good. Like I'd rather go to a round 1. I think because this one is in the middle of Tokyo, right? There's a lot of people going. There's always crowded. It smells bad, and me being a hater of smells, it's difficult. But round 1 is great. It's open. It's nice. And in round 1 you have stuff outside of the arcade machines. You know, you have the coin games. You can always do that. You have the physical activity games.
I thought you said corn.
The corn game. You eat how much corn you can in a minute. The long way.
Well,
there probably is a corn game, like
there
some kind of eating thing,
there is
machine.
There is a game. It's not a machine, but there's an old like kind of like like the game Horseshoes, kind of like what we were playing in Phasmo, Elia, like that thing. There's something called like Cornhole, where it's just like a board with a hole in it, and you throw a piece of corn through it. So it's not an arcade game, but there is a corn game that exists.
There is one. Rob has it. So if you want to play that, go to Rob's house.
I charge $50 an hour US.
Wow, that's cheap.
It's super cheap because it's an hour. Yeah, but you only get one corn and you lose it the moment it goes through the hole. So good luck.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you kind of want to be bad for the first 45 minutes at least. Yeah.
But anyways, there's the physical activity games. So there's the punching, there's the darts, there's the bowling, there's the pool. Just the normal stuff. But there's also the very Japanese things like the Final Fantasy games, the Mario games. There's so much. It's massive. Most of them don't have English. Machines.
Yes. And you can like, I don't know how to explain it, but you have your own profile and you can have this card. You log in or something. I had a card. I have a few like Pokemon card ones, but they're thick plastic little cards, like digital things. Yep. You can leave and come back another day and have the same team of Pokemon fight different Pokemon and collect more or something.
Oh yeah.
Can I get this real quick? Hold on.
Yeah. Get it. While you get it, I want to talk about. I had a card where you can play all the coin games in it. So when you win these coins, they go into a bucket. Think of it like as a casino in Las Vegas, right? You have these buckets with coins, but these coins mean nothing. It's just for you to play with.
Yeah,
right?
It's just like arcade strict currency. Like it's,
I don't like that one.
I love the coin games. There's so much. You can spend hours there just going bling bling bling. Right? It's crazy. And then when you win, it goes. Everyone looks at you because all the lights go crazy and you're winning, and then everyone's like, wow. Oh, here are the things. Oh.
Yeah. So on the back, there's really thick little card things. I put magnets on there because I'm sticking it to my desk. Typhlosion and Tyranitar. They're really. What is it? It shows you the stats and stuff, and you get one or multiple every time you go and play. And these are just souvenirs. I didn't play though. My coworker at the time played a lot. Had like 2 bags of them. I just didn't know what to do with them, and I just like took the ones I wanted. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, they definitely have like really cool like interactive things like that. Yeah. And I have to say I haven't been to many arcades in the US, but there have been a few that I've been to, and those crane games and those just like prize getting games are, I mean, let's face it, at least in the US they are rigged. They do not work very well. I know there's usually people say there's a technique, but the claw is stronger every like 50 goes. Like that's just what it is. Like, right? Like there's something like that. You're not really supposed to talk about it in these places. In my opinion, in Japan, it's more fair for the most part.
Yeah.
Depends where you go, but round 1, for example, it's pretty fair, I think.
I bought many things.
Yep,
I have proof.
I can tell you this. You go to some arcades and you're trying to grab something, for example, and it goes and it doesn't really grab it.
Slides right off.
Power. Yeah. And some arcades you go to, it grabs the shit and throws it into the prize pool. So it's very random.
I wish it was like that every time.
Yeah.
Man. I don't like the 3 prong. Is that what it's called? That just go like this and they barely touch it. But I like the ones where there's 2 or even just 1 that you have to like think about.
You have to inside the thing.
Land in, and you have to push it or something, or like poke it a certain way for things to move a little more. I like those ones.
I like the 2 one where you grab and it moves. The reason why is that you can, even if you won't get it.
Look at this weak flex.
Oh, it's a Pikachu.
I'm just kidding.
What?
Yeah.
Pikachu?
I think, no, it's more like a Pichu.
This is a Gengar.
It's a
Gengar. It's a ghost Pokemon.
Oh.
And
that explains it. That's why I didn't know it.
Yeah.
It's the ghost. I don't know the ghost types.
Elia, do you know what's funny about this one?
Nope.
You won this one for me.
Noobs. You see? I'm just a winner here, guys. Yeah.
Like,
I knew it was Gengar. I I was making
He
a
completely
joke.
flip-flopped right there, flipped.
I was making a joke.
It was.
Of course, I know it's Gengar, the ghost Pokemon. He's in the ghost place. All the ghosts are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they live,
Oh,
right?
God.
Ghost Town.
I'm editing this out.
Paletto Town. Is that a place?
It's Pallet Town.
Palette.
Pallet Town. That's the one.
Paletto
Yeah.
Town.
Sounds like a lot.
I haven't played any Pokemon after Silver. I'm an old man.
Oh,
I
that's
played,
fair.
I played Blue.
Silver was the
played
best one, so
Yellow and Silver, and then I was like,
not true. I'm
okay,
getting
who?
No,
Yeah.
Crystal version was my
Crystal version
whole
was good.
childhood.
Yeah, Crystal version. Yeah, Gengar, Ghosts. Yeah, arcades. Great place to go and have fun. Waste some time, waste your money. It's good. It's not that expensive actually. I think you could be all day in arcade. Maybe come out with. You spend 3,000 yen, maybe 4,000 yen. If you're being, you could go crazy, right? And go clink, 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 clink. You can lose all your money.
Depends how good you are, skill-based games. Yeah.
There was this one figurine, right? I wanted to get for my brother. Yeah, skill-based. So there was basically, it's a thing, and it goes and has to puncture a paper, right? And when the paper is ripped, it falls down and you win. I think I spent 2,500 yen on it. And also in Japan, if you go to around one of these establishments and you ask one of the attendants or whatever they're called to help you out, they will actually help you. They'll move it closer, or they will do something.
They'll open it.
Yeah, they'll open it and they'll tell you how to do it. Or if it's like in a really bad position, they can reset it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're super kind, they'll be like, they'll put it here so you can just nudge it in. They do that sometimes.
Right. If you mention if you went and mentioned how much money you spent on it so far, they'll be like, okay, we're gonna practically give it to you at this point.
Yeah.
If it's a
they'll
decent
put
amount.
it at the edge. So basically, if you wait long enough, it's gonna fall down. So I was puncturing this paper, dude, for 30, 40 minutes. It wouldn't. I don't know. It wouldn't go down. And then I told the guy, and he comes. He's like, "Oh, you spent a lot of money." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right." He takes out a knife, cuts the paper until there's this little left. He closed the door, and he goes, "All right, here you go." And I could see it ripping, and I was like, "What's the point of me putting money? It's gonna fall. It's heavier than the paper, right?" And I waited. I waited for 10 minutes, and finally went, and I was like, "Yes!" And I got it, and I took it.
Waited.
I could put in 100 more yen to speed this up, but I'm not gonna.
The thing is, you have to put 100 yen. You have to hit this tiny. It's impossible. I'm not even gonna try it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You could. It's crazy.
I've never seen this one. I'm curious.
It's really difficult. I would rather do the crane game, honestly.
I've seen the one where there's a string, and
Yes.
the claw
cut.
is a scissors.
Yeah.
Soft scissors, and that one is extremely hard. I can never get that one right.
Yeah.
that's a scam. I think that's a scam.
One time I hit it, but I didn't know it was. You had to do it multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do it multiple
I didn't
times
know
in the
that.
same spot, which is already hard to
that's
get in the same spot. It's so
hard.
tough.
Hate that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
The ones where you have to push
it's
too,
difficult.
the thing you go this way and this way. You get one shot this way, one shot this way. I think it was up first, right? No, it was this way first.
No, I think
You
it's.
stop,
Yeah.
and then it rises slowly, and you're just like, doop, and then
Mhm.
I miss all the time.
Of course.
I always swear I get it, but I don't.
Yeah, it isn't easy. They do it on purpose. They can't give you every price. But honestly, if you spend enough time there, or if you put in 400 or 500 yen, you can ask them, "Can you please move it a bit?" And they will. They'll help you out. I can say that the snacks, most of them aren't worth it.
No.
They're not worth it. You'll see this. Okay, I'll tell you this story. I went into I think it was round one, when we went to Shimonoseki, I think it was, in round one, where we drove for 2 hours. Remember that?
Yeah, there's a big monster with a bowling ball, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
It's
It was
called
really big. It
Diane.
was fun. We went, us and some other people, and we drove there. Basically, it was a lot of fun. We played some darts, some stuff. and we were gonna get some snacks, but before we left, so we played the machines, and it was this big chip bag, like a crisps bag. And it's my favorite brand, not the brand, but the type, the pepper one, which is really good in Japan. Outside of Japan, all pepper chips suck, but this one is really good.
Yeah.
So I go there, I'm like, I'm gonna win this. It's a big bag. Why would I say it's massive? It looks fun, And I was like, oh, nice. So I'm gonna win it, I put in money. I win it after a couple tries. I get it. It plops down. I'm like, something feels. I open it. It's like 30 tiny bags like this, maybe. And it was just so disappointing.
And each bag has like 3 chips in it at most.
Yeah, it was it wasn't worth it. Like 500 yen, I could buy 5 bags, right? I thought I was getting 5 bags worth because the bag was gigantic, but no, it wasn't worth it. Honestly,
I've seen that. They do that. It's like a whole.
Yeah.
What is it?
It'll be like a giant bag or a huge tube.
It fools you.
Yeah.
Or a huge tube, but then it's just like when you open it, it's not the actual big thing. It's just little mini boxes or bags of whatever that snack is.
Right.
That happened to me a few times, like Pocky too, I think.
And those mini bags, they'll be even smaller than the ones that you just get in a store.
Yeah, they're tiny.
Yeah.
They're tiny.
It's not worth it for the amount that you pay to usually win these things. I mean, if you get it your first try, then sure, you pretty much got like almost free snacks.
Sure.
But it's not usually the case when it's like you just get a better deal elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Also, be aware of the scavengers. These guys are crazy. They'll wait for you to finish, like to give up on
it's on the sides. Like,
yeah, they're just they're waiting. They look at you, they're like, I want that, and they wait.
I feel like that's everywhere. Every arcade, every game center. There's just people that are just kind of like, do the work for me.
Yeah, you do it, and then you give up. You're so
I never leave my spot if I'm determined. If that's mine.
You know what? I'd rather reset it. Sometimes I get people to reset it before I leave.
I'm
like, excuse me.
Do the buddy system if you're there with a friend. If you need more coins, have your friend stick by the machine so it's occupied and you go and get coins. I mean, just be smart about it. You don't want someone to steal your stuff after you've worked so hard for hours and hours. Not that I have. Anyway, that's what that is.
Use your tiny violin. I'm playing for you.
Thank you. I love the violin. It's one of
Do
my
you play the violin
instruments.
with one hand? That's crazy.
The tiny violin. Yeah.
That's what I'm impressed with.
That's crazy.
Now,
it's invisible too.
with
I don't know if you noticed.
Something about game centers and arcades is that seeing these figures in these claw machines and these other machines, and you recognize so many things and things that you like, and you're just like, I want to collect this stuff, right? Like, I don't know if that's just me, but
of course not.
it's just
look at all my things.
yeah, that's true. Diane has a huge Pokemon collection. Yeah.
And more figures and all these things. I see One Piece, Madoka Magica, Demon Slayer, Nichijou, No Game No Life. Anyways, yeah.
I have that Gengar.
I'm a hoarder and a collector, and I try to hold back so hard in Japan, because I have a big collection back home in Texas, much bigger.
It's so easy to collect in Japan. Like there's, especially let's go into nerd culture part 2, anime. Right, a lot of people who know Japan probably discovered Japan in one way or another through anime, right? And there's so much, especially if you're in the big cities like Tokyo. You just go to Akihabara and you're filled, like all of your, like everything is just anime. The pictures, the music, the shops, the food, the sky, everything is anime. It's you won't get away from it if you're in that area, right?
There's many Pokemon centers. I think usually wherever there is a Pokemon center, there's other related stores to buy figures and stuff like that.
And just in case, because I know that there might be some people from an older generation watching by chance. Anime is the Japanese word for animation, and it specifically talks about animation made in Japan. So if you know what Pokemon is, if you know what Sailor Moon is, or Dragon Ball Z, or anything like that, it's considered anime.
A controversial thing.
Yeah.
Cartoons. I didn't say that. If
No.
someone asks you, it wasn't me. Because they don't like it when you mix cartoons and anime. Apparently, it's not the same
Yes.
thing.
Well, yeah, and here's the
It's
thing.
moving pictures.
If you're in Japan, and let's say there was a, you watched the Minions movie, right? One of the Minions movies. There's a lot of them. That's considered anime in Japan because it's animation, and that's just the Japanese word. Outside of Japan, that's not considered anime. But it's just what that word is. So anyway.
Yeah. I heard from a long time ago, I don't know how true this is, so don't quote me on it, but I heard everything that's from Japan is anime and everything that's not from Japan is cartoons. Maybe now with the whole system, changing and everything getting better, maybe it's not the same anymore. I have no idea.
It's a big debate.
But yeah, it's a big debate. But what we can say about the Pokemon centers, for example, if you don't care about Pokemon, similar to myself, but I did go with Diane to some Pokemon centers. We went a couple times. There's a lot of other cool stuff you can do there. There's some places have like Pokemon cafes you can eat at or get a drink at or whatever. And closely by Pokemon centers are probably other places you can see, like anime places or food or whatever. So you can go see that as well. If you're a figurine collector, you like these figures, there's a lot of stores. there's a lot of stores you can go into. So people buy figurines and collect them and then put them in a tiny box somewhere in Tokyo. You go into that store, you're like, oh, I want that. An attendant comes out, takes that, you can pay for it. Some places are a bit difficult. You need like a paper and then you write what number it is and what it is, and then they'll give it to you because there's so many people. They don't have time to answer questions. If you go to someone like, excuse me, do you guys have a Naruto figure? They have no idea because every box belongs to a specific person, like a real person, right? The only thing the store does is house these figurines and sell them. So if you're like, I'm looking for this specific figurine, they have no idea. They might have seen it walking by, and if you're lucky, they might tell you where it is. But usually they don't know. So you're gonna have to go and walk and look at every single box to see what's inside. And it's a fun part of it.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing. It's like cool to see all those figures.
Yeah, it's really fun. Some people have crazy collections, like crazy collections. Like some people only collect one certain anime, for example, Dragon Ball Z, and they have all the Gokus in whatever stage he is in.
The billions of like series from Fate is huge.
Yes.
The Fate series, there's a lot of figures, so many characters. So many series. I'll never understand that timeline. I'm sorry, people. Fate Zero was cool, though. Just gonna throw that out there. Anyway.
Never watched it.
Never
But
seen
yeah.
it.
Okay.
But yeah. Talking about anime, if you really like anime in general, and you go to Japan and you think everyone knows anime, no, unfortunately not. It's not as popular as you might think it is coming from Japan. Of course, a lot of people will know what you're talking about because it's like everyday media for them, right? They probably know who
advertisements
Naruto
on the
is.
train or station and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of Japanese friends that I talk to, they have never seen anime before in their entire life, but they know of some anime because of advertisements. But a lot of them, because they're so busy, especially the older ones, they're just too busy with work and stuff. They don't have time for it. It's crazy.
Also, like, some might have watched anime when they were very young and then haven't watched it since then.
No time.
Yeah, so like, I know
we've
my
seen
burst your
more
bubble.
than Japanese people.
Yeah.
Don't let me burst your bubble and say that every Japanese person knows all about anime. You can talk to any Japanese person about not really. A lot of Japanese people are very fixated on one thing, in general. So, for example, they might love anime, but they only love this specific genre or this specific anime, even. Like, they only love Dragon Ball Z. And if you talk to them about anything else, like Bleach or Naruto, they'll be like, no, they won't talk to you because you're not worth their time. But yeah, so remember that. And also, anime is not everywhere in Japan. I think this is a very big misconception in general. They think they'll go to Japan and wherever they look, anime. Yes and no. Of course, there are going to be advertisements for anime, but the real anime place in Tokyo is Akihabara. So if you're outside of that, there's not much you're going to be able to find. Like these stores or Pokemon centers or whatever. There might be some here and there.
Yeah. I've been around, so I recommend Shibuya and Ikebukuro. I'm sure Shinjuku has some places too, but there's Sunshine City in Ikebukuro. They have that Pokemon Center and Pokemon Pikachu Cafe and like One Piece Jump store.
Mm-hmm.
And
Shonen Jump and stuff like that. Yeah.
Shibuya has Nintendo store there now and their Pokemon Center, and then all the other things around that Parco Mall.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been around. There's a lot.
Usually they're centralized. Like there's this place has stuff and that place has stuff. So yeah, it's not everywhere, but it is available. Do some research beforehand where you want to go see. I think that's a good thing.
I do want to touch upon something regarding anime, at least when it comes to viewing it in Japan. Now, if you are outside of Japan, you have various methods of finding anime to watch it. Some are illegal and some are perfectly fine through other services. But, and then there's the whole controversy of dub versus sub. Right, subtitles or English dub.
Don't get me started.
Now, we don't have to get into that. What I do want to say is that for those who like either of those things, especially people who feel like they need to watch a dub version for reasons. I know some people with conditions where they have trouble reading subtitles in general because it's like a focusing thing. Not just like not being lazy, but just straight up like their mind doesn't work that way. They need to hear audio, so like that's an excuse, whatever. But if you're coming into Japan expecting to easily be able to watch anime, you are mistaken, my friend, because those services that you used to use in the other country are banned. First of all, in Japan, so there is no Crunchyroll, there is no Funimation. Your options on Netflix are limited, where it's only showing very limited. Yeah, like you're gonna get like 3 of the shows that you watch, and they're not even gonna be completed. Like that's and kind of even subtitled, and they're not subtitled. So it's kind of like if you come to Japan specifically for anime, I'm going to tell you right now, you're already missing out because you had more opportunity to watch it and view it where you started from. I personally have never felt as like so close yet so far from anime in my life, where I remember I used to watch it every day. I used to like binge series, marathon shows and everything. Now I came to Japan, I can barely watch a single series a year, it feels like, just because it's not easily accessible. And that doesn't make me like it less, it's just living and working here and finding the time to do that in a way that I can watch it on my own free time is not easy. Sure, you can get a VPN and there's ways to get around it and do things like that. That's fine, you do you. It also depends on what kind of money you have and your situation, of course. Yeah. But just don't come here expecting that it's handed to you. That's all I'm saying.
It's not, unfortunately. If you're a native Japanese speaker, if you can speak Japanese fluently, you're good. You're good. You can watch all the anime. But for most people, I would say the majority, you probably know a handful of words in Japanese. So you probably won't get the whole meaning of whatever sentence is being said or whatever.
I actually started watching one thing, I think Rob was there, on Kiss Anime, I think. and I was able to watch a little bit in Japanese with English subtitles, but like the next episode or two, it banned me from Japan. Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Also, be careful. It is illegal to watch anime in Japan, which is not licensed by a Japanese company. And they are quite hard on their rules in Japan, like downloading rules and whatever. So be careful. I would say your best friend would be a VPN. There's a lot of good ones out there you can use. Mostly so that your IP address is outside of Japan, so that you could actually watch your shows. I think that would be your best bet. Crunchyroll does not work, for example.
I know. I'm still paying for my Crunchyroll because my friends are using it.
Nice.
But I'm using Hannah's Netflix, so it's like almost like a karma, good karma thing for some of the things I want to watch.
That's very good.
I watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Netflix. We'll watch Spy Family, Spy X Family.
Spy Family. You could just say Spy Family. Yeah.
Spy Family. Okay, yeah. But yeah, very limited on choices there on Netflix with English subtitles.
Netflix sucks if you don't speak Japanese too. So most of it is in Japanese, no subtitles. Of course, there are American and other countries' shows. But since you're in Japan, they're gonna release stuff that is for Japanese people, and it won't be in English. Like, what's the point of putting in English subs? Because people don't really watch that. So
it's not catered to the people who visit here. You know, there's no reason for it. It's not their main audience in Japan, right? So it's not. They don't have to worry about it.
But it's not impossible. So you can work your way around it. It's fine.
Another thing I wanted to touch up on about this, and then we can go elsewhere if we need to. But also, when it comes to like anime and manga, some people are, they might be thinking like, okay, cool. Well, if all the shows are in Japanese, then when I go to Japan, I'll just watch it in Japanese and learn Japanese that way. Right? Yes and no. You could probably recognize some things if you're studying hard enough. I know it's probably good like practice for that purpose, but to speak like an anime character usually is not natural Japanese, and no one actually says that realistically. For example, here's my personal example. I was thinking, when Demon Slayer came out, Kimetsu no Yaiba, I was kind of like, hey, instead of watching the show, what if I actually read the manga? Oh wait, I'm in Japan. They're all going to be in Japanese. That's okay. I'll study the Japanese characters and I'll learn things that way. So, I actually have the first book of Kimetsu no Yaiba, of Demon Slayer.
Already in your hand.
Already in my hand, ready. And I wasn't holding it for 20 minutes, don't worry about it. And then I started to go through these pages, and I started to I had my notebook and I was writing things down, and I even documented it, some of it on my Instagram at the time when I was doing it, feeling all proud of myself. And then I remember talking to several other Japanese people about it, they're sharing their opinions. And one person was just like, oh yeah, that's great. And then everyone else I spoke to, which was more than a handful, said, that's great, but the characters don't speak naturally.
No.
And I was just kind of like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, the main character speaks with a certain dialect that's super old fashioned. And if you were to actually use that in real life, people are going to not understand what the heck you're saying because it's not normal. And it's one of those things where it's there's these little differences that as a foreigner, I'm not going to pick up, right? But everyone else knows this is a fantasy world. This is some things are weird. Some characters might have different little quirks in their speaking and things like that, and be over dramatic when they talk about things, and it's just not how you would normally interact with someone. So if you do use it, it's great practice if you already have a base, but just understand the difference of the majority of the time, unless if you're watching some super slice of life thing that's based in modern day age with no supernatural elements whatsoever. It's probably not the best idea to lean on it as a crutch to learn the language.
Yes.
That's all I want to say.
One thing I can tell you is, so I learned Japanese the old-fashioned way, you know, the books. The books. No, so I got these books where I could learn Japanese, you know. What are they called? I don't remember.
Kinky.
It's the one. Yeah, exactly. The one everyone gets. They suck. Let's be honest. Well, they suck for me. I can't sit down and study like they did before. I can't do that. It's I don't have the time and the capacity and the sitting down and actually doing it.
Textbooks are hard.
So yeah. So what I did instead is I talked to people. As Diane and Rob knows, I'm pretty fluent in Japanese when I speak. Reading, not so much, because I didn't really learn any kanji. Diane is much better than I am at kanji.
I know over 700 now. I improved.
You see, I know maybe 5. So, but
I got like 20 maybe.
I know maybe like a few hundred. I don't know, but not as much as Diane. But I can speak. I can everyday situations. I would say up until basic business is where I would say, okay, that's where my limit goes. I could have a normal conversation with anyone, that's fine. Business maybe a little, but not too much. Anime Japanese is basically Japanese you would hear kids speaking. Very informal, the words are cut out, like they're worded weirdly. They're supposed to be funny, they're supposed to be different, right? So I know a lot of people watch anime, they're like, yeah, I know how to say baka, for example. I know how to say. People in Japan don't really say baka. It's a very kid-oriented word, right? There's a lot of different words how to say stupid in Japanese.
Yeah.
Baka means stupid, guys, for those who don't know. It's a very child. It's for kids. People don't use baka. So if you're like 18 plus and you come to Japan, you're like, baka. People will look at you and they'll be like, that person's stupid, because no one says it. It's not that big of a word. They'll say aho, for example, which means idiot, etc. There's a lot of words you can use, and they will change words. For example, so janai in Japanese, which means isn't that so? In anime, they probably say so jane. You know, it's slang. It's different. If you say that to a native Japanese speaker, they'd be like, "You're either from the streets, good job, G, or you don't speak Japanese." You know, it's so don't learn Japanese from anime. You're not gonna hit correctly. Also, you should learn formal Japanese, not informal Japanese, because
well,
people
both,
won't
but yeah,
but if you don't know someone, if you don't know someone, you're speaking to them informally, they'll be like, this person is quite rude. But
especially the elderly.
Yeah, but you're a foreigner, you get the pass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're a foreigner, you're probably gonna be fine. But it does look better if you know the correct situation. But
yeah.
I don't look foreign enough, so I might seem rude.
Right?
If you're Asian,
So,
if you're Asian looking, like Pacific Asian,
we're like, what?
They'll be like, this person is either stupid or, you know, whatever.
Super rude.
Super rude. Yeah.
But if you want to watch something for entertainment and want to learn Japanese, TV shows are much better at that than anime.
Yes, they're so good.
Natural reactions, natural sentences, complete sentences, and lots of expressions and vocabulary you can learn.
Yes. TV shows are great.
I know two that I really like. San and Egumi. That's Mr. Hiragi's homeroom. You seen that one?
Yeah.
Because I like thriller and suspense and stuff like that. And then the Million Yen Women.
Really haven't seen that one.
Two.
That was good
Boss,
too.
My Hero,
Watched it.
probably the best one ever. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's really funny.
Which one?
My Boss, My Hero.
My Boss, My
My
Hero.
boss.
Yeah, it's really
Okay.
funny. Basically, it's this guy who's stupid, but he's a yakuza, but he's stupid. So his dad makes him go back to school, but he's like 30, and he has to go back with like high school. It's crazy. It's stupid, but it's
Aw.
fun.
That sounds
It's
interesting.
fun. Yeah, it's a fun show.
Mhm.
But yeah, learn like especially game shows. There's a lot of them in Japan. So if you just turn on any channel during like from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., you probably hit a game show some way or another. These are really good because you'll see how people talk naturally. I do want to say that Japanese reactions on TV are very exaggerated. So if you see someone going for like 5 minutes and really screaming it, it's TV. It's show business. People don't really do that. So
Yeah.
please don't go around shouting in Japan because people will be like, what?
For no reason.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing though. Anime is very popular in Japan, so you'll definitely find someone to talk about it. But just not everyone knows everything about anime, so just
Just the name,
remember that.
title.
Yeah.
Remember that. Because when I came back to Japan, to Sweden, and people ask me about Japan, like, oh, so how were the anime? Well, they're the same outside Japan. They don't have exclusive Japanese titles.
It's not like I had like super privileges just because I was in the
Yeah.
country. Like I had less.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's the same. It's just that you might find more people to talk to about it. There's a lot of foreign clubs about anime, so you could probably find some good friends in that way if you're into that.
Can we talk about? I don't know if this is just like me and my super old generation from like 300 years ago.
Yes,
I get older every podcast, by the way, guys. Like by 100 years.
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, just you.
So
Yes.
for me in middle school, high school, liking anime was not a cool thing.
It was weird. You were
It was
the nerd.
right. It was like
People beat you up for it.
yeah, it was something you did not talk about. Like you had your friend group that might have been into it, maybe, and sometimes not even, depending on who you were friends with. And that was something that like you didn't really feel like you could like talk about. I was lucky. I only had a few friends, but like one of my friends introduced me to Dragon Ball Z. Another friend introduced me to like the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and things like that. So I was lucky enough to have close friends that liked a little bit of something in different areas, and that kind of like brought me into it. But for the longest time, it's just kind of like I wasn't.
It was like an uncool thing, right? To like.
Yeah,
You're like a weeb.
yeah.
You weren't
Until
supposed to like it.
until Pokemon was like came out, and then everyone was like into Pokemon.
Not even
I was
there,
gonna
like,
ask, does that include?
The thing is,
Digimon?
Pokemon made it easier, made it better, I guess. But it didn't really bridge the gap like today. For example, kids today can go to school wearing an anime t-shirt and be like, I like anime, and people will be like, cool.
Yeah.
In my time, if you said you liked anime, you're a dork, you're a nerd. People probably push you around,
I know. My
yeah,
kids
yeah.
a bit.
For me, I liked anime, but I've always been the big guy, and I've always, I've been in the big circles, so I haven't really had any problems with people in that way. But I did know people who liked anime, and I know people in that circle were like, fucking nerd. But, I tried to make it easier since I also liked anime, but it's not like today. Which is I like the way things are going today in that regard. I know it's crazy in other ways.
Yeah.
But you couldn't say I like anime. You were seen as a really big dork or whatever.
I still do consider myself a loser.
Yeah, you
I
are,
didn't
yeah.
start watching
Well,
anime
did
until.
I say that loud? Yeah.
Yes. I didn't start watching anime until like after high school, maybe like a couple years
Wow.
into.
No.
I know I was late to the game, so
Yeah.
I don't technically.
So
Well,
Well,
on the
I could
podcast.
be-
that's
I
why
have
you're the
figures,
biggest
so
nerd
maybe I'm a
now.
weeb.
You're just trying to make up for lost time.
She's making up for lost time.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm not the biggest collection here,
That's
but like, I
it.
can't help it. Yeah, I just played games growing up. All my friends, I actually knew nobody that liked anime. Like barely in high school until like barely high school.
Because no one talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one wants
games,
to get
though.
bullied. Yeah.
I started with like Game Boy Color stuff, Nintendo 64 stuff, but the people I knew, they weren't really into games. They're just into, you know, sports, being out in the
Drugs and
outdoors.
alcohol.
No, middle school, elementary, middle school and
oh.
high school. Yeah, I'm just talking about those. Yeah.
Oh,
College
okay.
is
Yeah,
when
we
I
started in middle school
discovered-
with the drugs. I don't know. We didn't.
Yeah. College is when I discovered more people that were into anime, actually. So then that's why I was late to
Oh.
the game.
Yeah.
My first one was like Attack on Titan or Danganronpa or something like that.
What was your first one?
I know.
Wow.
Amazing one. Because I didn't start. I was late. I'm super late.
Oh, you watched Pokemon, right?
Yeah. That's why. But it's dubbed. Everyone watched dubbed in America Pokemon. So I don't know if I consider that a thing. Or, like, does it count? And
No,
Digimon.
You're treading
Dragon
on
Ball,
hot
Dragon
water.
Ball 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Dragon Ball
counts
is
because
my
it still is. But I mean,
Well,
Okay.
like,
Someone told me that it didn't count.
Yeah, let's not get into this. I'm gonna talk way too much about sub versus dub.
I know. I can't. Even
Yeah.
with Pokemon, if I were to go back, I can't watch dub.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's all I'm gonna
really,
say
the sub is freaking weird in Pokemon. I'm saying it. It is. It's weird.
I think
weird.
because you grew up listening.
That's
to the
what it
English.
is. I know. That's what it is. Well, same thing with Dragon Ball Z. The actor, the voice actor for Goku is like not. It's not.
Tread lightly here, sir.
It's
I'm
not.
listening.
It
I know.
doesn't sound like the face. As an adult,
Doesn't sound like the face.
like
Okay.
like the voice doesn't fit the character, what he looks like as an
Okay,
adult.
I get it.
As a kid, I
Okay.
totally get it and I understand what they did because that's what you do when it comes to like kids in shows that are like in animated shows. But then they kept the first person for traditional reasons and I get it, but then it's kind of like the guy grew up, man. He doesn't sound like a 10-year-old anymore. Let's change it. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So that's, and also it is nostalgia too because I grew up with the dub and Dragon Ball Z and stuff too, and Pokemon.
Let's just send whoever made Dragon Ball a letter. Excuse me, sir. Your show is very unrealistic. The guy and the voice do not
Just
mix
because of the
at
voice,
all.
nothing else. Everything else is like
going
great.
Super Saiyan, the superpowers, the flying,
Look,
the universes.
Powering up for
all
16
true.
episodes in a row, very realistic.
All okay, all true. But
Yeah.
the voice with one dude, nope.
That person.
When I was a young lad, and you had to turn on the TV at 6 a.m. in the morning, and you waited for the TV to start playing, I guess. There were, in the morning, it was Pokemon, Digimon, Sailor Moon, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Those were the four that were right after each other. This was like a morning cartoon, whatever, right? And this is how I got introduced to anime. For me, I thought it was cartoon, just like Scooby-Doo,
Same.
you know, just like Tom and Jerry, whatever, just different. I had no idea it was Japanese because everyone was speaking in English or in Swedish.
Right.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
So
no idea.
I had no idea. So for me, when it clicked, it was Japan. I was actually maybe 15, something like that.
Probably the same-ish.
Yeah. And then I started seeing anime. I know Naruto was one of the first anime I watched, and it was like maybe 50 episodes in. Like it was a new show. Like not like right now, it has like over a
long
billion
time ago.
episodes. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, this was over 15 years ago, I'm saying. So that's how I was like, oh, but they're speaking
you finish it?
Japanese. Yeah, I finished it. Well, the thing is,
You're like up to date.
yeah, well, so I watched every week religiously until somewhere in Shippuden where I couldn't. Like it was just I started falling behind on episodes and blah blah. You know, life. You know, I got older. more responsibilities, more stuff to do. And then was it in Japan? Like I remember the summer vacation period when we were teaching. We were off for the summer, and I was like, I have to watch something when I'm not outside, right? So because Japan is so hot, you don't always want to go outside. You just want to turn on the air conditioner and just like suffer at home quietly.
I can relate to that.
So yeah, so I think I watched. I checked online all the fillers and I skipped all of those. And I finished it. I marathoned through over like 100+ episodes. I finished it, and then they're like Boruto's coming out. I was like, no thanks. I was good. I was happy enough with what I had, and I was like, all right, I guess that's fine.
I'm on Shippuden right now.
Oh, you're on Shippuden right now? Yeah. Okay, it's really good.
Finish the pain arc.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit after.
So
yeah. It's a good show.
I know that Elia, you said that. Well, I'm skipping past like our introduction into anime, like before we knew like. So for example, mine was like Pokemon, Sailor Moon, and Dragon Ball Z, right? Like that's the stuff that I saw, and Yu-Gi-Oh, of course. Yeah. By the way, rest in peace, Kazuki Takahashi, who passed away a few days ago at this point of the recording of this podcast. He created Yu-Gi-Oh. Guy was a gateway into anime in my childhood. Just throwing that out there. It was before I knew exactly what anime was, but like I played the card game with my friends when it made sense. In my opinion, maybe that's a hot take. I don't know, but either way, it was a great experience and lots of fond memories with that. But anyway,
I had a shoebox full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, man, I had
for me that was Pokemon cards.
I had that with Pokemon too.
Yeah, for some reason, I was more into Pokemon, but I had so many more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's because all my cousins and my brother,
it was fun.
No girls. I was like the only girl. They're just like, give me that. I want that card. I was a little bully to my cousins. Yeah.
But Diane,
you don't need that card.
You said your big intro was not till more recent years with like Attack on Titan and stuff, right? As like
beginning ones,
your beginning one, like actually getting into more anime stuff.
Yeah, Attack on Titan, Danganronpa, Madoka Magica.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Akame ga Kill and stuff like
I still need to see Madoka Magica. I still need to see that.
It's good.
I know, I've heard.
Yeah. I rewatched it. It's one of my favorites too.
And Elia, you said
Nerds? You mean weebs?
Elia, you said Naruto was yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if we exclude the young.
Yeah, we're excluding the younger days where we didn't really know much about it.
I would say Naruto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mine was Death Note. That was my jump into
good
it.
One.
And it was like Death Note and like Yu Yu Hakusho, stuff on Toonami at night and Adult Swim when they used to do that with that whole thing. But the reason why I got into Death Note was probably not the best thing. If you guys are familiar with Death Note, I know Diane is. At my job, I've worked in an ice cream shop, customer service job. One of my coworkers, great guy. I don't know, we were messing around. He said something funny, whatever. I laughed, and he's just like, "Have you ever watched Death Note?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what that is." And he's like, "It's an anime. It comes out." And he started telling me about it. And he's like, "I think you should watch it." And I'm like, "Okay, thanks." Okay. And so I did. I'm like, "I really like this show. Why did you tell me to watch it, like, all of a sudden, like, out of the blue, like, randomly?" He's like, "Oh, because you remind me of Light Yagami, the main character."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, I don't know if that's a good thing."
Interesting.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, all right."
Interesting.
Vibe you gave off?
Yeah, apparently I give him serial killer vibes. Yeah. Hey man, he was just trying to make a new world. No, I mean whatever. Listen,
if
there's a clear certain point where I'm no longer on his side. In the beginning, kinda, I don't hate him,
No, but the thing is, in the show they wanted you to be on his side.
They did,
until they did the switcheroo.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Yeah. I mean, it's been out for a long time, but it's watch
Maybe
the show.
People are still watching it.
Yeah.
for me, honestly, Naruto was nice, but I have to say, my favorite show, the one I've always loved, the one I will always love, and the only one I actually have figurines of, Hunter x Hunter.
I've heard so many good things about it.
Yeah, same. I want
It's
to.
so good. It's so good. There's two versions. There's the older version, which I grew up with, and then there's the newer version. Because around the time I found Naruto, I was like, oh, this is a whole new world. There might be more shows like this, which I like, and there was. It was a lot. Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, blah blah. So many different ones, right? If you haven't watched it, please do. It's great. It's very good.
I have a question for you, if
Yes.
you're ready. I think we're getting close to the end of this, but I do have a question. I think it's very important.
Yes.
Who is your waifu and/or husbando?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
These are my figures.
I already know mine. Locked in.
Okay, you can go first since you seem to be.
None of you are gonna know who this is. None of you are gonna know who this is. It's too obscure.
I'll look it up too.
I mean, I have the freaking DVD right here.
Angel Beats.
Not Angel Beats, actually. But Spice and Wolf and Holo is her name. She is
Holo.
Holo. HOLO.
You're a furry.
I am a furry. Yes. For that character, yes, I'll be a furry.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's mine.
I like.
Very nice.
She's cute. I like the hair color.
Yeah.
The hairstyle.
Yeah. The
Fox
cat
seal,
ears,
nice.
which we talked about before, are coming back.
Yeah.
I know.
So I looked the character up, all right, and there's this Spice and Wolf wiki. The first thing that says ageless. So,
Yeah,
that's good.
because she's a god. It's fine.
Yeah, she's non-human, ageless. Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Diane? Who's your, what was it you called them?
Waifu and/or husbando.
Husbando. Well, typically I like the female ones.
Yeah.
I have like no man figures. I think I have only one Kakashi because of Hannah. She sent me that from Australia. I think if I had to choose one like non-female, I would choose probably Kakashi. But I still like my females more. I like, Kakegurui, the gambling anime.
Oh, okay.
She's young, but I really liked her. Yep. Jabami Yumiko? Jabami Yumiko. I forgot. Yeah, I like her.
Okay.
And I like Esdeath from Akame ga Kill. Esdeath. I like Jibril too from No Game No Life.
I think we're
weird.
go for it.
I have no waifu or husbando.
It's because you're already married.
But what I can say is, Mikasa from Attack on Titan is pretty cool.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. Would I want her as my wife? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
Very different personalities.
You.
True.
She can protect her. She'll
I
protect you.
guess. Okay. Have you seen this power?
Yeah, and I'm saying that she can protect you. No, I can't.
Yeah, true.
Can you do the sword thing like she can? I'm just kidding.
No, I can't. I can't do the flying thing with the swords, unfortunately.
Dang.
But I think she's cool. She's a cool character, I guess.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm thinking through Naruto. There's no one I really like.
Tsunade. I love Tsunade.
Tsunade,
You're
yeah.
asking about Naruto?
Yeah,
My favorite
yeah,
top
sure.
three, Kakashi, Tsunade, and Rock Lee.
Sure.
She
I
can
don't
protect
know.
you.
Everyone can protect me, apparently. Everyone can protect
That's what I
me.
care about, huh?
That's all.
Is
We
that-
just want to be
is
Is that what we're
protected.
going for?
And she's funny. Tsunade is so funny. It's strong. I like strong and funny. Those are my favorite combinations. That's why I like Satoru from Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen and Kakashi.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yep. Waifus and husbandos, guys. Who knew this podcast would take such a turn?
I have a waifu pillow.
And on that note, we should end.
We're gonna end this before it gets way too weird.
It's Digimon. Ask me what it is. It's Digimon.
Okay. What is it? What Digimon is it?
On one side, there's two Gatomons. Tailmon in Japanese. There's the regular one and then the dark one. And then on the other side of the pillow, it's pretty 18
Careful
plus.
with your search history, Elia. Careful.
And Jawamon. And
yeah,
I think
I
the
searched
other
for
one's,
it.
Is it Doublemon? I don't know. I haven't seen that one before.
Doublemon?
Devilmon? Right? Devimon. Devi. No? That's not. I don't see boobs. Hold on. Mine has boobs.
Yeah.
Wait, the original doesn't have boobs? I don't want it anymore.
I found it. Lady Devimon. Lady Devimon. I found her. So what I have on one side of the pillow, two Gatomons. They're just like cuddling, whatever. It is just PG. But the other side is 18 plus, and there's two like they're just touching each other, Anjumon and Lady Devimon just being inappropriate.
Well, this was a great podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We're getting demonetized, and we're not even monetized yet.
It's taller than me. This pillow's taller than me. It's really nice.
We are very glad you guys listened in. Please check out our social media. We have Instagram. We have this on YouTube right here. Things are popping off soon at Spotify, so you can listen to these over there in the future. If you have any questions, please add them to the comment section below.
Who's your waifu or husbando? Let us know.
What's yours? Do you have a waifu pillow like me? Let's compare. I'm just kidding.
We can't judge them too hard.
I'm just kidding.
If you want to answer a better question, how about what's your favorite anime or your favorite TV show in Japan?
Top three.
Sure.
How about let's start a debate. Sub or dub? I'm just kidding.
No.
Sub or dub.
Oh boy.
I mean.
Yeah. But honestly, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give us a nice like, follow us, subscribe. Check out our Twitter, our Instagram, which Diane takes care of. She posts very funny videos there, so check them out. And this podcast, is only done because we have Rob on the editing part. So thank you, Rob, for that.
I exist. Hello.
Yay! Yeah. So that's why we like to give him more jobs to do.
I have a lot of anime to look up.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you guys want to listen to or hear in the next topic or whatever. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a great evening, night, or day, whatever you are. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.